Okay, I apologize. We were cut off. I was saying everything that we have in the world, what we've been given, is to be used in, a respectful way where we're all accountable. We're all put here to do something to make the world a better place. Uh, I think that when we go back and we study, we'll find that there were hindrances to the truth of what we should be doing. And, we had a mass organizational type of structure that said, you follow this way and you listen to what others have told you. I believe that, many are leaders and leaders are accountable, but I do believe that there are leaders that have led people astray. I think that many have taken the position of God and not allowed people to find God within them. I believe that God within us is what we are all searching for. Even that person that feels dark and hollow right now at this minute as they're listening, you have the ability to receive Christ in your life. Whatever your religion is, you have the ability. I don't see from what I've seen with the ascended masters that they have a jealousy towards one another. I see that this energy has promoted love in me. It's promoted love within me so that I have transformed my life, and that is with the help and the assistance of, the higher beings that assisted me to come into this world to even speak about what I'm speaking now. To be set free from hatred, anger, and bitterness is to understand yourself emotionally. Now, in the beginning, I had no idea of how to connect emotions to hate because of, my background, but within me, that God within me, that goddess, that universal force began to rise up and show me my behaviors in the midst of them, hatred or anger or yelling and screaming, having panic attacks. And what I was able to do is connect the why I felt that way and begin to find a way to practice peace because I found I had no peace. When I find that I have no peace, then that means that I'm going to look for the resolution. Now, the Bible says this peace that I give you, the world didn't give it to you, and the world can't take it away. So that means that if I study and I practice this peace that I find within myself, or if I continue to look for that peace within myself, and as I find that there is a resonance of peace that is, coming up from the depths of my heart, I begin to experience it more and more. How so? Because I am practicing peace. I'm practicing to become a peaceful person, which is something that we're given, but it's not something that you can just have by saying uh, peace. You got to practice being peaceful. You got to practice also telling yourself that you're responsible for maintaining peace no matter what's happening on the outside of you, because many of us have been caught up in the illusion of a conflict or an argument. Freedom is when I go within and I become accountable for all of my actions, but I'm able to connect my emotions with the actions that I display outwardly. Now, just think about everyone in the world being able to understand what they feel right now, even when they're going through some traumatic experience that no one else is feeling. Sometimes we react because of what we're feeling from the past. And that's why I count it all joy, and I'm so very grateful to have had the experience to be led from from theology into psychology and astrology, and to see how they connect, because God in heaven knows there was days when I cried and I said, I can't understand why you're showing me this, because it made me feel like I was fickle. But at the end of the day, when I started working with people in the behavioral health field, I could go back and I could see where, even when I was a hair salon owner doing hair, God was showing me how I could pick up on personalities and connect them to the sun sign. Now, a lot of people will still say that's a little bit crazy, but the thing about it is not to judge, but to help one another overcome behaviors that are malefic and emotions that are counterproductive. If we could do that, and the studying is not for everyone, this is true, but that's why we are able, those who are in the field of, psychology or behavior, we're able to go further. I don't believe that you just stop at one place of learning. I believe in learning continuously. I think I'll learn until I leave this earth. One of the things that I found, though, after I had discovered a lot about myself, was that I have a Jupiter midheaven. And that Jupiter midheaven allows me to either work in psychology, psychiatry, teaching. I can teach, could teach finances, could be a lawyer, clinical psychologist, just within the human service realm. It put me there. Religion, teaching, spirituality, healing, all of these different dynamics. And because of this, it put me in a mindset of just always studying. Now, you could ask me if I always studied. No, I didn't, because in my younger years, before 25 or 30, I was working in the hair salon. I was creating in that level. But around 35, 36, 37, I started feeling the pull to go into psychology because of what I was practicing in the hair salon. And it was the journey that was for me. It was the journey that made me happy, because I loved servicing people in the hair salon. I loved making them happy. I was serving. And I didn't really know at the time that I was serving. I hadn't put it all together in that manner. The way that I can put it together now, because I'm older and I'm wiser, but I always loved serving. And this is what the Jupiter midheaven type of individual loves to do. Not to mention that Pisces is my rising. And so servanthood is a part of who I am. Now, when you're looking at all of this, someone is saying to you that astrology is witchcraft. Well, that's what they have to say. But my learning how to read my chart to the capacity that I have in teaching others has set me free, because it let me know that from the beginning of my life, I was destined to be on the path that I'm in, because I've always been in human services. I've always been in the place where I created my own work. I do. And I've always been connected with people that I can help them build their businesses, or pull the businesses out of them that they're going to create, such as, a young lady in real estate now, in finances. Some of the coaches that I work with, some are Reiki healers, you know what I'm saying? But you're seeing the entrepreneur in them, and you're pulling that out. And it's intuition working with psychology and astrology. This is what I have. So it's very freeing to be able to talk about this and not feel like, oh, you're going to be judged. I've worked with a lot of ministers. I've worked with a lot of preachers, meaning that I've always had, a close relationship with them. And the reason why is because I had an aspect of them, the prophetic mantle in their lives or in my life brought us together. And I could see the part of who I was in that area, but I could take it further, and I could teach religion, but teach it so that it would go into the depths of someone's soul and pull them in to a place where Christ wanted them to be. Take them out of the pit, take them out and show them what was inside of them. Go deep within and help them to see that they were valued and loved. You see what I'm saying? And also show them the profession. But then when you look at their charts, you can show them some of the abilities that they have, and they are able to go further, But the prophetic was always speaking to me about what I could do and what I could be. And I get to a place in my life where I say, okay, I surrender. I'm going to study this because I could see it. There's more to the story that I'm telling you, but the freedom is what I wanted to express. Freedom to speak and to discuss what I want to discuss to help others, not to bring them down, not to tear their lives apart, but to help encourage them and uplift them so that they will go further. Because what is living in this world about if we do not encourage the generations and find a way to push them into greater heights and depths in life? The Bible says from level to level and glory to glory. And that means that you're going to break down barriers, walls, and traditions so that you can be elevated. It's not that you want to disturb anything, but if God is giving you something to support and supply others, you got to do it, And so you give me your feedback at ifwbuilders@gmail.com. And thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of my podcast or my YouTube. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for just listening and being there so that I could express myself concerning these areas that untruths were told about. I mean, when you go back into antiquity, you find Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Greeks, into the Romans. That's when the change came. But Greeks and Egyptians, Mesopotamia, back in those areas back in antiquity, they studied everything that we're talking about right now. And so we have to pray and definitely ask God, what are we to provide that's going to make the world a better place and break this illusion or this here stigma about what God has given us to give to others. So you be blessed and have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.